Hey, you guys, I wanted to come on here and make this video because of the numerous events that have taken place over the course of the past week and a half. And I want to speak on a behavior that seems to be prevalent amongst some of the black men within the community. I want to start off first with the baby. Now, if you guys have been watching my channel on a consistent basis, then you know how I feel regarding the baby. I think he's juvenile, he's immature, and he makes erratic decisions without thinking about the consequences of what he's doing. And there is a video that's gone viral, and I'm sure you all have seen it by now. But because of YouTube's community guidelines, I won't show the video here because, of course, if any violence is shown, they'll strike my video. But you guys can Google it, and I'm sure it'll probably appear somewhere like on World Star Hip Hop or The Shade Room or just some kind of other media publication. But I want to talk about this and how it creates sort of like a domino effect in which this visual reinforces degenerate behavior in the common everyday black man. Now, I want to give a disclaimer before you all come here with the bashing, the black man BS and all that. First off, a black man did this action. Secondly, I'm not talking about anybody else, but this black man who felt the need to slap this black woman. And third, if you try to come on here after I made this disclaimer, I'm going to block you. I cannot tell you guys how sick and tired I am of constantly having to make this message about us protecting our own and going to bat for our black women when it really shouldn't even be a matter of question. We should instinctively know, learn, and understand that they are the ones who nurture the children and love us to help us become more confident in society. And again, I'm going to say this because I'm going to keep reiterating this fact until it's clear. A black man cannot exist without a black woman. She is an extension of him, and by disrespecting her, you are disrespecting yourself and your mother, your sister, your aunt, etc. The fact that it needs to be said is egregious and contemptuous. Now, everyone else may not call out the baby because he's a black man, but I will be the first to say this behavior is sick, it's disgusting, it's unacceptable, and it's inexcusable. Now, I think he made some statement about this incident. Apparently, the fan was a black woman that had a bright light shining in his face, which I guess to a degree I can understand that something so close to you and so bright would be annoying, but did it warrant such a vicious reaction from you to react in such a way? I mean, I'm trying to understand what the reason for that reaction was. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think that it warranted that. Could you have not just probably, maybe put the phone down or put your hand up over your face as like an indicator that maybe the light was too bright? And like I said, to kind of lash out like that, it was very savage. And for the black man co-signing this behavior, I'm really disappointed in you. Because again, I'm not bashing black men, but again, we have to really understand something here that when one of our fellow brothers does something heinous like this, then we as his brother have to call him out and say, you know what you did was not okay. You can't do that. There's already so many attacks against black women in general, not just physically, but visually, psychologically, and other ways. And the last thing they need is for their male counterparts to add on to the near perpetual attacks on them. Now, do I believe the cancel culture works for our community? No, because black people can be upset and talk about something 1 minute and then go right back to whatever it was they were complaining about the next. Now, I won't say cancel the baby, but I can say that I myself won't support him. My own personal philosophy is when you attack your own, you no longer get my respect or sympathy, and you're pretty much on your own when you attack those who basically helped to build your career. Now, I will cancel him on an individual level. I wish it was easy for us to cancel on a collective level because this would humble him and help him to understand the weight of his actions, but I don't think that that will happen. And just to kind of digress for a moment, I do recall seeing an article sometime last year when Daniel Caesar was telling black people to cancel him. It actually worked because predictions for the sales of his albums were exceptionally low. And I think the article was because black women were the lowest demographic to purchase his album. I think that that was the reason for why the article was published and made. Now, just imagine if we had that same energy for everybody who wronged us in some way. We would be an indomitable force. And what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and switch up for a second and talk about another video that's been circling social media. And again, I will not be playing the video because There is violence in the video, and I just don't want my channel to be striked. But in the video, there is a group of 15 black boys that surround a black girl, and they beat her up continuously before running away. And to my understanding, there was a fight that broke out between this girl and another one, and I'm not sure the exact details that transpired, but it escalated and it caused these group of boys to jump in and swarm the girl. It really is concerning, and I say it's concerning because this is the type of imagery and propaganda that contribute to the distortion of our image. You see, black men and boys are looked at like predators in this country, in this society. I mean, sure, we can go on blaming the dominant society and their influence, but at some point, we need to stop and acknowledge a very true fact that even without the intervention of the larger society, we're at fault here because you have to understand in this instance, no one told these boys to go and attack these girls. They did it on their own volition. And let me just say this, if the baby, going back to that situation, is going around here slapping women, then you have the hip hop community that promotes misogyny and misogynoir in general, then what will be the ultimate outcome of black males in the future in terms of their image? I mean, you basically have a generation of young black boys growing up not respecting black girls or women because of the promotion of this reprobate mentality. It's so ridiculous that it even has to be explained. It's a no wonder we go around here scratching our heads in confusion for why certain behaviors exist in our community. And then we see this being plastered everywhere. It does not set a good example. And the visual aesthetics of this situation says that self value is absent from the situation. Maybe these boys didn't receive the adequate amount of nurturing when they were younger. And again, I'm not trying to assuage or mitigate the severity of this situation, but this is something that black men had to take accountability for this time. Because if you think about it, this time it was us who failed these boys, and the same goes for the baby. Now, obviously, I don't know any of these people personally, but I'm just speculating that some form of proper guidance was not present in these boys' lives to treat black girls and women this way. Another thing that I have to say, and you guys, honestly, I get really tired of saying this, but this is not all black men or boys. I know some of us are really disappointed in the individuals in this situation and know that they deserve reprimand for their comportment. But it's for those who think this is all right because it's far from all right. And I can understand maybe one of the boys jumping into the fight to maybe try and break the fight up between the girls. But no boy should have gone into that fight with the intention to exacerbate the situation. I think someone actually had posted an update and it said that some of the boys were arrested for this, but I heard they stole the girl's shoes and some of her other personal belongings. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, seriously? Why was that necessary? Like, what in the world is wrong with us sometimes? I mean, this is a girl, not another boy. And even if it was a boy, I mean, I still wouldn't condone it. However, this really just kind of speaks to the degeneracy that's present in our culture. And the reason why these fights make us look bad is because when other communities of people look at this, they see us and they think, wow, they don't even respect themselves and they're so hostile towards their own women. I mean, it's a bad look, you guys. And honestly, this is why other groups of people don't respect us. And it also speaks to our division. When you see other groups of men, they don't hesitate to protect their women. They just do it because it's instinctive. And they don't need a subsequent explanation for why this protection is warranted. And I also want to talk about one more video because I do feel it plays a crucial role in the confidence and beauty of black women. I remember seeing a video of a beautiful little black girl in a black hairdresser. The little girl thought that she was ugly and she broke down in tears when the black hairdresser complimented her and immediately uplifted her confidence level. And I feel like this needs to be seen by all black people. When our daughters grow up with this already self hating behavior, this is a problem. I'm not sure how aware this little girl could have gained an understanding of what this word meant so early, like so young. But it is clear that we need to start early with building and instilling confidence in our young black girls. Because you see, colorism and texturism, they definitely play a role in the situation. If you think about it, she is a darker complected young girl with a hair texture in the 4 range. And it really is sad and unfortunate, but our young girls with this appearance are the ones most ostracized and bullied by other people in society because we all know that the standard of beauty, according to the larger society, since that's the society that black people seem to place upon a pedestal, their standard of beauty is blonde hair, blue eyes, or some kind of like light colored eyes with loose hair. And obviously, this is all the more reason to start really sharpening their skin early on as they go through life. Because if you think about it, the abrasive insults, those will just roll right off. I mean, if a young, black, dark skinned complected girl has the confidence she needs to go throughout life, then obviously these insults really won't affect her, hopefully, that much. Now, obviously, external factors are out of your control because your daughters will eventually go off into the world. But if you can help reinforce their confidence early on, it will help a great deal. And the thing about it is, I really commend this black hairstylist because her words of encouragement can help so many young black girls so they don't end up internalizing the insults that society has for dark skinned complected girls. And the annoying thing about this socially is that dark skinned girls and women are so beautiful and breathtaking, in my opinion. They age gracefully, their hair is magnificent. And some of you guys don't even realize it, but some modeling agencies look for black women who are confident and embrace their natural selves. I mean, when you think about it, when we look at beautiful women like Lupita Nyong'o, Gabriella Union, Denai Guerrera, I think is how you pronounce her name. She's the lady that plays on Black Panther, and I believe she plays on The Walking Dead also. And even Viola Davis, they all exude confidence and femininity. So I say all of this to say that with the proper amount of positive reinforcement, it is possible to counter the narrative that beauty isn't just what the dominant society says is beautiful, but that black women are what defines beauty, elegance, and grace. And, anyways, that's just my 2 cents on all of the social festivities. Make sure you guys weigh in below in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on all of this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video, and I'll see you in the next one.